Sometimes you get to the point where you'd rather something crumble than move forward with something that's not in alignment, or you'd rather turn something off or take a pause. And that's how I operate.
I'm Emily Williams, the founder of I Heart My Life and your I Heart My Life show host. I always say I'm just a girl from Ohio with really big dreams. And now I work from home running a dream business that helps you achieve your goals and create more joy in your life. This podcast is all about all the topics that really matter to you. And it's about giving you everything you need in one place. Mindset, relationships, wellness, lifestyle, money, business, and career. We have it all. This is your one-stop shop for all things personal development meets lifestyle. So pull up a seat, get out a pen and paper, and get ready to learn. It's time to create a life that's better than your dreams with the I Heart My Life show.
This is episode 260, behind the scenes of the new I Heart My Life membership. So today I wanted to share a little bit more about why I've created the new I Heart My Life membership and what it means for you and the results you can expect. So I know a lot of people right now are looking for support in a variety of different ways. And so I'm going to share all the juicy details about this membership so you can see if it's the right next step for you and your next level vision for your life. So let's dive in. Okay, so the truth is I've had multiple memberships over the years. As recent as early 2021, I was about to launch a membership just for coaches. But as you may remember, if you've heard me share this story before, I actually woke up on New Year's Day and I was breathless. I couldn't breathe. It wasn't like I needed to go to the hospital, but there was just a knowing that something was off and something was just not in alignment. And so when I really tuned in, I realized that the membership I wanted to create, although it made a lot of logical sense to create one for coaches, was not actually that specific in terms of just working with entrepreneurs and coaches. And what I realized was I Heart My Life had gone in a direction that I never expected it to go in. And that was fine because there were so many gifts and blessings and amazing people who I got to work with over the last 8 years. But I Heart My Life was actually designed to be for all women who are ambitious, women who want to go to the next level in some area of their life, whether that is business or career or relationships or health and wellness or mindset or finances. And I felt like I was selling the brand short by just working with such a small group of people. Now, granted, there are hundreds of thousands of coaches around the world, maybe even millions. And so it's not that small of a segment. But for me, I just knew that I Heart My Life was meant to be something different. And so I decided to cancel the entire launch that we had already mapped out and planned. I canceled the program entirely, although we'd already created a lot of it. And I'm really grateful and proud of myself for making that decision, because it wasn't an easy one. And yet it was. And what I mean by that is sometimes you get to the point where you'd rather something crumble than move forward with something that's not in alignment, or you'd rather turn something off or take a pause. And that's how I operate. There are a lot of people who can just put something out into the world to make money, but that's not me. My heart has to be in it. And I think that is a really important thing to always consider, especially with a brand called I Heart My Life. And so, like I said, although in some ways it wasn't easy because everything was mapped out, we definitely could have made money off of it. We could have helped a lot of people. It just wasn't the right next step. And so that's really brought me to this point. We've been really thinking about what an ideal membership would look like for this brand, especially where it is now, where we're kind of coming full circle and getting back to the initial iteration and vision that I had for the company. And it's taken some time to get to that point, but I'm really excited to be here with you today, just sharing all of the details about this incredible program and opportunity, and really community. That's what it's all about. It's really about community and you having that support system that you need to go to the next level and to achieve everything that you desire. So I'm going to break it down for you today, and you can see if it's the right next step for you. Now, I want to preface this with saying that I'm actually requiring everyone to be a part of the membership for a year. And the reason for that is because transformation takes time. And at I Heart My Life, one of our sort of key secret sauces, so to speak, is that we do help people deeply transform. But that means that they have to be ready for the transformation and they have to be willing to put in the work and put in the time. Now, that's not everyone. Maybe some of you even listening are thinking, you know what, I don't actually want to change. Or, you know what, I'm too busy right now. I don't have the time to devote to my personal and professional development. That's totally okay. I'd rather you wait until you feel aligned, or wait until you get that inkling that this is the right next step for you, than jump in and not actually be ready. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, how do I know if I'm ready or not? Again, if this is intriguing to you, or if your intuition is saying, you know what, maybe there's something more. I know for me, when I started my business, I had felt for years like I was meant for something big, like I was meant for something different. And I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but my gut instinct was telling me that there was more for me. And maybe that's what you're experiencing. And again, this doesn't need to be a career more. Maybe it's financial more. Maybe it's you just want more happiness and joy. I know for me, that's been one of the key sort of indicators of my level of success over the last few years is how happy am I? How joyful am I? How much fun am I actually having? And that was a huge shift because it wasn't always the case. My goal was the goals, the career stuff, the business stuff, the financials, the reaching more people. And I had to really take a look at, where am I at in terms of my happiness meter? Is there joy in my life on a regular basis? Am I experiencing miracles regularly? Am I stopping and pausing and just taking in all of the experiences that I'm going through? And I know there have been so many times in, maybe even my whole life where I've taken vacations or, even been at events. And I look back and I think to myself, wow, I really wish I had been more present during that experience. And so maybe for you, you're looking to tune in to what life is really all about. Maybe you've been hustling for so long and you feel like you're kind of missing what it is that you were born to do or what you were born to feel or experience. And I think it's really interesting when we think about previous generations, especially generations of women who fought for different freedoms that we now are so grateful for. And yet at the same time, a lot of us weren't taught how to be happy. A lot of us weren't taught how to be businesswomen, but also be mothers. A lot of us weren't taught to have fun. A lot of us weren't taught about self-love, right? There's a level of ambition and hard work that we were brought up with, which is amazing. And again, I'm so grateful for that. And I'm grateful for every opportunity. And I know that I'm so privileged in so many ways. And there's some other key components that we weren't really taught. It wasn't explained to us. I often think about high school and even my college degree as a psychology major and all the things I know now because of the world of personal development and coaching and self-help and working with mentors and being a part of masterminds and going on retreats and being at live events. All of that content would have been so useful decades ago, but I'm so grateful that I have it now. I'm grateful that I can pass it on and spread the word to all of you listening. I'm grateful that I can transform, the lives of generations to come. And that's what I want for you as well. So if you're feeling that call for something more, and you're also somebody who feels like she's not willing to settle anymore, you're not willing to settle for a life that doesn't light you up, you're not willing to settle for maybe I'll do it next year, or you're not available for I'd love to, but I can't afford it. And you're capable of so much more, or at least you have a little inkling that that's the case, then this membership was really created for you. And I see this as such a gift and such a beautiful program because it really meets you where you're at. And there's a lot of mentors who would advise that I create kind of a step-by-step process and put people into different categories. So maybe you're a level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, or stage 1 and so forth along your personal development journey. But I don't really feel like that's the way I want to do things. We can all come as we are, and that's perfect. And regardless if you have millions in your bank account and the most amazing marriage and a thriving business, and, regardless if you're that person or you're someone who's brand new in business or somebody who wants to join this program because you want to call in your soulmate relationship, everyone is perfect as they're coming in, and we always all have something to work on. I say that to clients all the time. Our work, at least for our money mindset work, our mindset work in general, our personal growth, our health and fitness, that work is never done. And obviously that can be a bit frustrating at times. Of course, we'd love to tick off that box and be done with it forever. But the truth is that we're not. So I don't want to put you into different stages in this membership. I want you to come as you are and just know that regardless of what chapter you're in life, in the different key areas I'm going to talk about in a second, it's perfect. If you have an inkling that you know you're meant for more, that's all we really need to know to support you within this membership. So I really see this as something that could have helped me when I was in my quarter life crisis with uncovering my purpose, also having community because I was really lonely during that time when I had graduated from college and was trying to make friends in the real world. I see this as something that would have helped me as I started my business. And again, this is not just for business owners. I'm just giving you an example from my life and talking about the inspiration behind it. Because I didn't know how to think successfully. I didn't know how to move past my money blocks. I didn't know how to set goals, right? A lot of people aren't actually taught how to set goals. One of the things I was really good at was holding myself accountable. But I know for a lot of us, there's an element of not being self-motivating, not being a self-starter, wanting somebody else to hold you accountable. And that's okay. Everyone's different. I see this as such a gift, this membership, for that period of time where I was in the thick of it, working 80 to 100 hours a week, starting to burn myself out and forgetting about that self-love component, forgetting that I could have fun and still achieve. I definitely see this in that period of time where I was realigning and recognizing, you know what, I need to shut things off. I need to readjust what we're doing here. And luckily, I had built the community around me that believed in me and was cheering me on and told me that I could do it, right? But not everyone has that. And then I definitely see this membership at this stage in the game, you know, for me, where we have made big shifts and now we're moving into a whole new territory. And I Heart My Life for me is no longer just for entrepreneurs and coaches. It's really for the masses. And that's a new endeavor to be able to reach hundreds of thousands, if not millions or billions of women, which is the goal. And that's a whole new ball game. So as you can see, what I've created here is basically with myself in mind, but I know that oftentimes we are our ideal client. And so that makes sense. And it really is for you every step of the way, regardless of where you're at in life and regardless of what you want. And the reason for this is because we actually focus on 6 different pillars within the membership. Now, this was really important to me because I know, like I said, not everyone's coming in for one thing. And I also know that oftentimes we get so kind of blindsided and we get to the point where we're so focused on one thing, whether it's business or money or career, and we forget about the other key pillars. So it's really important, in my opinion, to experience holistic success, because if one part of your life is off, you're not going to experience the full joy and just the magnificence of what your life can be. I often ask people, how good are you willing to let this get? And by this, I mean your life. We're often afraid to have it all. We're afraid that we're not going to be able to handle it. We're afraid of what people are going to think. And most times, this is actually a subconscious thing that's going on. It's not necessarily in our current awareness to know that we have an issue or a fear of success. But really ask yourself, you know, what if every single area of your life was taken care of and thriving? How would that feel? Most people can't even imagine how that would be. They can't imagine, first of all, how that could be possible. But then they can't imagine thriving in career as well as health, as well as in relationships, moving past all fear and doubt, having tons of money in their bank account, being really connected to the universe, experiencing miracles on a regular basis. They can't imagine that. It sounds too good to be true. But I'd love for you to really entertain that and think about how your life would change if you started to open up to the possibility of that. Okay. So within the membership, we focus on 6 different pillars. So they are business and career, mindset, health and wellness, relationships, money, and spirituality. So maybe within business and career, you are wanting to ask for the raise or go for the promotion or apply for something completely different entirely, right? Or maybe you want to quit corporate and finally launch the business of your dreams. Maybe you already have a business, but you want to scale your company and experience some freedom because you're working nonstop. Maybe you want to gain the confidence to be featured on TV and magazines and podcasts or speak on large stages. Maybe you want to receive awards, or I was even inspired by one of my colleagues who she landed a TV show, right? All of that is available to you. In terms of mindset, maybe you want to silence your inner critic and gain more of that confidence to go after what you really want and focus on your zone of genius. Maybe you want to conquer the fears that are standing in your way of success. Maybe you just don't want to wake up with anxiety day after day. Maybe you want to start to believe that anything is possible for you and really cultivate that self-belief that you know is required to go to the next level. Maybe you want to break free from harmful family patterns and thought habits that you know are holding you back and costing you the success that you're craving or the life that you're craving, right? Maybe for health, you want to prioritize rest and having fun as much as you prioritize work. I know for me, that was part of my story. Maybe you want to achieve your fitness goals and radiate body confidence. Maybe you want to learn how to work with your cycle and not fight your body every single month. Maybe you want to make emotional well-being a non-negotiable, whether that's meditation practices, journaling, therapy. You want to tune in to what it is that it's really going to take to get your mental health on track. Maybe with the relationship pillar, you want to heal or rewire wounds from past romantic encounters. Maybe you've had some negative experiences in relationships and it's blocking you from putting yourself out there and experiencing love. Maybe you want to better understand your partner and have a more honest relationship where you're connected and there's less resentment there and you're not always putting them first. Maybe you want a circle of friends who simultaneously love to play and care enough about you to hold you accountable to your big life goals. That's available for you. Maybe right now within your friend circle, you're experiencing people who don't understand your big dreams. They don't understand why you want to change. And that's not working for you. Our net worth is tied to our network. And that doesn't just mean money in the bank. So really think about where you're holding yourself back in terms of relationships. Maybe this is about your relationship with yourself. So many people need to work on this, get to work on this. And what I mean by that is oftentimes we're putting others first. We don't have boundaries. We aren't practicing all the things I just described under the health section because we leave ourselves with the crumbs. Maybe it's time for that to change. What about the money pillar? So maybe you actually have the goal of paying off debt. Maybe you want to learn how to invest and save. Maybe you want to get intimate with your finances. Maybe you've never actually looked at your bank account in a deep way or tracked what's coming in and going out on a regular basis. Maybe you want to rewrite your money story so you can grow your wealth and your capacity for more prosperity, right? So imagine, what if you could go into your favorite store? Maybe it's Restoration Hardware. I have that on the brain because we've been decorating our house. And buy that chandelier that you want for your walk-in closet. Or buy the Gucci bag, or take the trip, or finally fly first class so your body isn't completely hunched over in economy when you take that trip to Italy, right? So maybe part of this for you, this work, is to become unapologetically abundant instead of feeling bad for the life that you want to create. Maybe you're in the business of sales, or your business requires you to sell and you need to break free from some of the stuff that's holding you back and stopping you from really serving the world because you don't have confidence in that area. So money is definitely a big one for our clients. Spirituality, that's the final pillar. So maybe you want to find a spiritual practice you love and are inspired to and stick to it. Maybe you want to, on a regular basis, really trust that the universe is conspiring to make all of your wishes come true. Maybe your intuition has been dormant for a while and you want to awaken that and really trust all of those things that are calling you. I think this is a really big one for women. So often, again, it comes back to what we've been taught. We are taught to work hard and push and achieve, and all of that is so well and good. And are we taught to tune in? Are we taught about the feminine way of doing things, of doing business, of career, of running our lives? Are we taught to slow down? Are we taught to trust that everything is happening for us and not to us? Most of the time, no. So as I describe all of those things, really ask yourself, if all of those were ticked off the list, if all of those were your reality, how would it feel? How good are you willing to let things get? Now, what we've been doing over the last 2 months or so is opening up the doors to our founding members of the membership. Now, these are 100 women who I hand selected to be a part of this opportunity of creating this membership with me. Because I actually wanted to see what people just like you, amazing women who are going for their big dreams, what they really wanted. And so what we've done is we've designed something that's been really, it's been a collaboration between myself and them, and understanding what it is that's going to help you get the results I just described. So what we're doing is every single month in the membership, I'm bringing in a guest expert, someone who is a celebrity, an author, a thought leader, a speaker, someone at the top of their game to teach you on a certain topic within the 6 pillars. Okay. And I'll give you some examples in just a second. But what I realized over the last few years is that James and I are really great at curating an incredible community. And we spend a lot of time and money in masterminds, at events, conferences, all the things, building relationships. And so we have people who you wouldn't otherwise have direct access to in this membership, teaching you from their zone of genius all of this wisdom that will support you in creating a life that you love. So for example, you may have heard her on the podcast, Mona Sharma. She's epic. She's a celebrity nutritionist. She's worked with people like Julianne Hough and Will Smith and Jay Shetty. She's going to be on talking all about intuitive eating, intuitive nutrition. And she's somebody who she healed a heart issue. She was supposed to go on a pacemaker in her 30s and decided that wasn't going to be her story. So she completely healed her body. We have Dr. Stephanie Estima coming in to talk about using your cycle to completely revitalize your body, to get your dream body, to change your nutrition. We also have Carrie Norley coming in talking about investing in cryptocurrency. We have my husband James talking about high performance and leadership. We have someone coming in talking about organization and systems and productivity. I'm going to be teaching a class on the universal laws and so much more. Now, the reason I'm sharing some of these amazing people with you is because I want you to see the type of leader and thought leader and teacher that we have in this community and who you get access to. But you're joining us for a whole year, so there's many more to come. And of course, this is rolling. You can stay year after year after year. And every month, at the beginning of the month, you'll get the brand new training. And then 2 weeks later, you're going to have access to this mentor on a group Q&A call. So what I really wanted to do is make sure you had time to go through all the material that you get at the beginning of the month and then prepare your questions and figure out what you need from the mentors. Okay, so that's available for you. Those are 2 components. And within the training that you get, it's going to be a video training plus a workbook. So again, you'll be able to jot down any questions you have. You'll get a lot of traction just by going through the material. But there's something else that happens when we actually take notes. We answer questions. We really are able to immerse ourselves in the content. So we learn much quicker and it goes in much faster. And then you'll get the Q&A call 2 weeks later. The other key component of this is accountability calls and connection calls. So one of the things that our clients in the founding membership really wanted was more opportunity to connect with the amazing women in the program. So for that reason, we're going to have special bonus calls throughout the month where you get to jump on and we'll just do meet and greets. There will be a topic. You'll go deeper with that topic. We'll put you in breakout rooms. You'll get to connect one-on-one with some of these amazing women. And we'll also have sessions that are geared around accountability and you getting things done. I'm lovingly calling these JFDI sessions. If you heard my episode with Stacey Sargison on the I Heart My Life show, she coined that term. I cannot take credit for it. It means just effing do it. And one of the things that our founding members mentioned was that they really want support in getting things done. So we'll be adding those in as well. So as you can imagine, community is a huge part of this membership. So you'll also get to connect with all the amazing women within our portal. And then we'll give you access to our complete portal with all of the extra bonus trainings and courses. For example, I have the Better Than Your Dreams mini course, which is new, and that'll be in the portal. So you'll get to go through that at the very beginning of joining the membership. It's essentially my framework for success. It's how I think and show up like a successful business owner, partner. It's how I work on my health, all the things, how I get clear on what it is I actually want and get into alignment and trust that everything I desire is meant for me and possible. Okay. So you'll get all of that as well. And then what we're also doing is adding in meetups around the world. Now, there are multiple levels of the membership. Our level 2, which is called our Elevate level, includes meetups around the world. Now, that is not something that's required, of course, but if we happen to be in your city, amazing. We want to meet up and have a glass of champagne with you. And what we're going to do as we roll out the membership in a greater way and enter into more of a phase 2 with the community is actually give you the opportunity to host meetups in your city. So maybe we don't have plans to travel to you, but you want to get a network. You want to establish a network in your city. You want to help us build out the I Heart My Life mission. and you want to host your own meetup. Well, we have a whole process for doing that. You can even apply for funding to be able to host it. So that will be coming later on in 2023, which is super exciting. Another key component of our level 2, which is the Elevate level, is a quarterly masterclass with me. So one of the things that our founding members mentioned was that they want more behind the scenes of what's working for me. Again, not just in business, but in life. And they want to understand, what are the mistakes that I've made? What are the lessons I've learned? How have I bounced back? So they want a lot of real truth. They want the raw, the stuff that's not always pretty, and they want the opportunity to ask questions. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing every single quarter. And again, everything I described, the training sessions with the guest mentors, the Q&As, the JFDI and connection sessions, you getting access to the portal, you getting access to the community, all of that is in level 1, which is our up-level membership. Level 2 also includes the meetups around the world and the quarterly masterclasses with me. And then finally, we realized over the years that one of the other things we absolutely love to give you the opportunity to do is to meet up with us in luxury locations for an extended period of time. So when you join the membership, there's a level 3, which is our 5-star level that you can apply for. And it includes 1 3-day retreat in one of the locations we've chosen. Now, we'll be revealing those later on, but we're going to be doing 2 retreats per year. You can pay additional if you want to come to the second one because they're all going to have different topics and different teachers. So we're just excited to bring this 5-star luxury experience to this membership. Normally an experience that's reserved for our top paying clients, but we're giving all of the members of the membership a chance to apply for this. Now, this is not something that's going to have 100 spots. And so once you're in the membership, I'll tell you how to apply. And if it's on your heart to join us in person for one of our retreats, definitely apply ASAP and save your seat because they will go fast. So those are the key components of the membership. As you can see, I'm super pumped about this. We've included everything we possibly could to support you. And of course, as we move forward, we're always tuning into our clients and asking for feedback. And if there's anything that's missing or you'd like to be changed, of course, we'd love to hear that information. And I want to also say that one of the things that I was very conscious of is not just putting stuff into the membership to put stuff in the membership. Your time is very valuable. And so I want this to be doable for you. And of course, super meaty and juicy, but not overwhelming. So I hope you can see that. And I hope you can see that as we go throughout the year, the reason it is a year is because we want you to be able to focus on one thing at a time. We're not saying that you need to create a strict workout schedule, eating schedule, as well as meditation practice and work on your marriage and start a business and dive into your financials and start investing in crypto all at the same time. That would be crazy town. So we're going to help you get clear on your goals and figure out the fastest path to actually meeting them. Okay. Most people weren't actually taught how to goal set. So that's one of the things we talk about within this program. I also want to mention that this is a very deep experience. On the surface, when we talk about pillars, it sounds very structured. It sounds very masculine in many ways. But the work that we do at I Heart My Life is very deep. It's something I'm super proud of, the fact that our clients go deep and they are very heartfelt and they're very open and raw with one another. And that's really how true shifts and changes occur, when you're willing to actually go there and be honest. And I know for me, in the very beginning of my journey, my personal development and my business journey, there was a period of time where I felt like I just needed to have it all together. And so it was so important for me to show up in a certain way. Who would I be if I wasn't successful in business? Would people really love me? Who would I be if I was struggling, in some area? If my health wasn't completely perfect, would people really admire me? What I realized was there's so much power in vulnerability. That's how we actually create more connection with others. And it's not about, people bonding over things going bad, but everyone has problems in their lives. Everyone has challenges. Everyone has growth edges. Okay. And you're the same. And the more we can be honest about what we're experiencing and ask for support and do it in a way that's not blamey and not victim minded, right? You're taking ownership. You're saying you want to make a change, but the more open and honest we can be and the deeper we can go, the quicker the transformation will happen and the more lasting the transformation will happen. So I deliberately made this a year for that reason. And I also want you to experience true community. I don't want people dipping in and out of the membership. That's the model of most subscriptions. But I felt really passionate about the fact that I want you to meet your new business besties or your new close friends to be there to support you every step of the way. And that's challenging when people are coming in and out. Okay. We want people who are truly committed. So after all is said and done there, I've shared a lot of information with you. You might be wondering how you actually sign up for this. So if you go to iheartmylife.com/membership, you'll be able to see all the information. Now, it just depends on when you land on that page as to whether the doors are actually open for the membership. Okay. And I'm not going to share the investment because we actually raise our prices quite regularly. But at the time that I'm recording this, both level 1 and level 2 are under $1,000 a year, which is completely unheard of. So one of my amazing team members, she said, this is way less than most women pay for a pedicure, an annual pedicure package, right? Or getting pedicures every month or whatever it is. So really think about how much you are spending on things that aren't actually creating value, aren't actually creating lasting change for you. And ask yourself what it would look like to be in a container like this that not only transforms your life, but transforms the lives of generations to come in your family and out there in society and just in the world. That's the impact and the ripple effect that we're looking to have here with this membership. So before I sign off, I want to share a couple of testimonials from some clients who are our founding members who have been with us for a while. This is from Danielle. She says, since I joined I Heart My Life, I've tripled my income by creating a program that has impacted 250 women. I've been featured in magazines and podcasts, and I'm grateful for all of this, but it's come as the result of the mindset work I learned at I Heart My Life. My mindset shift has been way more valuable than the money. I've changed the way I love myself. It's positively impacted my marriage, my work, my health, and my friendships. The mindset you learn in I Heart My Life is everything. I love that. All right, next person. This is Natalie. She said, the mindset work in I Heart My Life opened my eyes to the fact that my corporate job, while safe, was keeping me stuck. So after 18 plus years in engineering, 13 plus of those working for myself on the side, I left my career in engineering and began working for myself full time. Since making this decision, my energy and focus are so aligned right now. Incredible things are happening in my business. I'm earning more money per month than I was in my corporate position. And better than that, I get to wake up every day and work on my dream job. I'm 157% positive I'd still be working as an engineer if it hadn't been for I Heart My Life. Now, those are just a few examples, but I wanted to share that because they're very eclectic and they really highlight the fact that we're not just focused on one goal within this membership. We're looking to support you in your entire life. Doesn't matter if you're not a business owner. Doesn't matter if you're not a coach. Doesn't matter if you've done some mindset work before. Doesn't matter if you already have millions in the bank. If you know you want to go to the next level, go to iheartmylife.com/membership. And again, ask yourself, how good am I willing to let things get? All right, I'll see you in the membership.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of the I Heart My Life show. Now do us a favor and tell people about this episode. It's truly our duty to make sure that the I Heart My Life movement is spread far and wide. The truth is, life can be challenging, but it is possible for all women to love themselves and their lives. And while you're at it, send a link to this episode to 3 of your friends today, or maybe even post it on social media. Use the hashtag #IHeartMyLifeShow. That's hashtag #IHeartMyLifeShow. And if you'd like to help me personally, then please rate and review this podcast on Apple Podcasts. Give us some stars, cheer us on, and leave a review, because believe it or not, that stuff actually really does help. And I read all of them. Please remember, everything you desire is meant for you and possible. Keep showing up, taking action, and believing in your dreams.